Hello, Scorpio. This is your reading for the week of April 7th, or when you find this and resonated. My dear Scorpio, I have a spirit coming in to remind you that however hard you have worked in the past to achieve things, sometimes you have worked with a one-pointed intention that has sometimes not allowed you to really take care of yourself along the way. Grow your dreams, nurture yourselves, nurture layers of yourself. And while some of you have definitely done it within the context of working really hard, it's hard to integrate it really well at that point. And that's not a criticism, because sometimes that's exactly how we do work or have worked in the past. Work, break, integration. Okay? And that is sometimes the way we learn. Sometimes we need to go through a certain amount of difficulty and exertion in one field, one dimension of energy, before we can really integrate the understanding and the learning of that to raise into another. Well, you've raised into another. So now what Spirit is reminding you and cautioning you to do is to look at the attitude with which you worked and achieved all the things you achieved, and understand that that way of working and that way of achieving is an old model. And you no longer have to gain your dreams and achieve your goals by that hard work attitude of must do, must get done, must take care, must achieve, must. Okay? It's now about that Disney song, and this is the song that I heard as I was shuffling the cards. It's the Jiminy Cricket song, the Disney song, "When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true." So if you think about what that looks like what's wishing upon a star? It's thinking of possibilities beyond the table and chair reality. You're looking at the sky. You're looking at vastness. You're looking at the unknown. And it's got that quality of opening to the possibility of that. And that's what I feel you're being told here today, is to remember remember who you are. You're not just this personality that has to work hard to get things done. You are on a journey of faith. That's what you're on. And this now, Scorpio, is the next leg for you in your development. You've worked hard. You've integrated some of it. For some of you, you have already stopped and are really, I would say, processing a lot of what your abilities are, a lot of how you've grown, a lot of what your insights are. Some of you are still working really hard. And for those of you who are, this might be a suggestion of how you might be able to adjust it a little bit. But what Spirit is telling you, Scorpio, is you have your own treasure chest. And I literally saw this as an image as I was getting ready to work with the cards. And it was like this very beautiful old treasure chest. And as you open it up, there are all of these gems in there. And it's like you're looking at it not knowing what you're supposed to do with them all, because there are so many. How do you choose? Well, you choose. What they're saying is you choose the one. Oh, thank you. You choose the one that's on top. Now, the one that I'm seeing on top is an emerald. Well, that's green, and that's very heart chakra, right? So this makes perfect sense to me then, that what they are saying is you choose the one that is the most wonderful for you. And that typically is the one that opens your heart, that moves your heart, not moves your heart in pain and suffering, like, oh, I must open my heart and do this because it will save. It's no. That's not noble. That's something else completely. Doesn't mean that you won't necessarily help people, but you're doing it from an expanded heart, an open heart, with delight, with love. And that may not be what you do. It may be something completely different. It may be becoming the best wallpaperer in the world and doing that with a creative, artistic thing. Maybe you'll be designing wallpaper. I don't know what you're going to be doing. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's all going to be something that is obvious about helping the planet. But this is the thing, Scorpio. This is the thing. And this is something that they are saying to you right now directly, but it is something that I have been getting in various different ways as reminders that every single one of us who chooses to act with an expanded heart, an open heart, a sense of love, a sense of dreaming towards better, we are helping the planet, regardless of what we are doing and how it channels through us. And you are being told, Scorpio, you are on a journey of faith. You are being asked to stay in an attitude of gratitude and to notice when you're shifting into the old way of doing things, the old work, must figure out, must analyze, must be sure, must watch that coming in, because that's so much a part of your programming. It's part of the old model of living programming, for sure. It's part of the old frequency for many of us. But you guys took it to an art form in terms of work and struggle. And we don't need you to do that. We don't need you to do that. You are being asked to really embrace the understanding that you do have all of these gems. They are a part of who you are. You've come in with that. You have come in with that. They're asking you to please remember when you start getting nervous, confused, unsure of what decision you want to make about where you want to go next. Remember that you are divine essence. Remember that you are a soul in a beautiful, beautiful, oh, there you go. Dreaming. You get dreaming. You are here to grow in a different way than you have. You are here to grow with the understanding and in the knowledge of yourself as an essence of love, as an expression of source on the earth plane, that's your identity. And that as you lean into that more, as you allow yourself to really just be grateful for all the opportunities and all of the gifts that you have and the experience of life, instead of seeing it as a burden of struggle and choice, gratitude for the experience that your soul has here in this earth plane. And remembering that your essence is source, that's where you get to be able to really look into this beautiful box of gems and just land your hand on exactly the right one at the right time. You don't have to worry about figuring it all out ahead of time. That's the old way. Now you get to wish upon a star. And what does the dreaming card say? I love this one. Dreaming is an act of creation. Our most life-enhancing dreams are our highest minds or spirits speaking to us about potential and fulfillment for the kind of life that our personalities and egos have limited. So dream big, dream in technicolor, dream rich and full and affluent in all things. Scorpio, you're being told, remember the gratitude, and not just because it's a good exercise to help open your mind and get it out of struggle, it is. But also when you think about being grateful, I'm so grateful. It's an open energy. It opens you to more. It opens you to receive guidance, inspiration, healing, abundance. It's actually a very receptive energy. So work with that energy if you find yourself getting stuck. You're also being told, be really careful to look out for how your old mental patterns come into play. The mental patterns around struggle, around conflict, around worrying about whether or not you're doing things right, about worrying about missing out on things. Okay? Look for those things. Look for the language, the internal dialogue that goes on with that. And then remember that you, my dears, God, you've just got so much opportunity to be dreaming that beautiful life. Dreaming it. Like, dream it and understand dreaming is an act of creation. And it's hard sometimes for you to do that because you're such hard workers and because you're capable of achieving so much and doing so much, and that's always been the safe place for you to go. But what you're being asked to remember is the dreaming part is just as important, because once you dream in ways that are supportive of your well-being, your joy, your pleasure, your fulfillment, you're also dreaming for the universe. You're dreaming for the planet, those energies as well. So allow yourself to be in that energy. Allow yourself to take a chance on the idea that you don't always have to work hard. When you engage your dreams, the energy of dreaming, the energy of faith, grace, gratitude, and self-power, personal power, you can, I'm just looking at this new card I just pulled, that when you do that, you can really shortcut a lot of the hard work, because sometimes that hard work has been working against an energy in you. And now what you're being asked to consider is, where does that resonate with an old idea that it's noble to struggle, it's noble to work, it's noble to work to the point of it being hard? Can you let go of that? Can you let go of the old ideas around work and pain and struggle, and really embody the idea that you have the gifts, you have the abilities, you've done that now what you can do is you can really start this internal journey of personal faith, of experiencing yourself, of who you are at a much deeper level, at a multidimensional consciousness, and really start working with that energy. It doesn't mean, put your pajamas on, put your feet up, and never do another thing in your life. Action is an important part of life, but it's not all that. It's this too, okay? Scorpios, chill a little bit. Lean into grace. Try to get out of the worry by leaning into gratitude, leaning into grace, watching your language, and remembering you are more than you think you are. And when you find yourself getting stuck on decisions, one of the phrases you can use is, oh, right, that's the personality. That's the old story, which was really helpful and helped me accomplish a lot. And now I'm going to invest some energy in believing in this part of me and seeing what this part of me can bring into my life, and really spend time with it and look for the language that pulls you out of that and into the old story. Okay, and remember your treasure chest. And I do see a beautiful green gem. Heart, Scorpio. Lean into your heart, okay? For yourself. Self-love is so important for you guys. Take care.